What's going on YouTube? Rasta Rock back with another YouTube video, you know what I'm saying? I've been going on a long hiatus for a while. And I just want y'all to know that it's been in the right reason. Initially it was supposed to be a 2-week break. And life just hit me, man. So within this video right now, if you looked at the title, this is a lock and life update because it kind of go hand in hand on what happened. So let's recap. What was the last video I made? I think it was actually, last video I made was about martial arts, wasn't it? So the video before that was a lock update. And I remember I was freeforming. So as y'all can see now, this is most definitely not a freeform set of locks. So you might be wondering what happened. Well, initially when I started my locks, I initially started my locks back in June 2020. I think it was June 18, 2020. Now, here's a story real quick. And I had to tell the story for everything to make sense about the lock. And then once I tell you about the locks, it will make sense on what was happening in my life up to this point. So try to keep this video short. I'm gonna make it kind of quick. So when I was in the military, if y'all didn't know, I was in the Army for 10 months. That's all I did. And 2019 was the start of, well, 2018 and 19 was kind of the start of my consciousness journey, because at that time in 2018, around the end, my great grandmother had passed. So that kind of triggered a lot of suffering. But I learned at the time that through suffering, you get growth. So fast forward 2019, looking about March, April, a specific moment happened where that was the first time I was able to meditate successfully. And through that meditation, I was trying to cure my depression while I was in the Army. And through that meditation, I caught a glimpse of my higher self. And at that time, I could tell the whole story about my higher self, but I'm gonna save that story for the later date. And it's a good story. It's kind of martial arts related. So if you'd like to hear that story, actually leave a comment down below if you'd like to hear my first meditation vision. That's actually might be the title of the video, my first meditation vision. Anyway, so when I caught that glimpse of my higher self had locks. Like, that's how his hair was. So me locking my hair wasn't really necessarily for the reason of Rastafari, even though I stand by it. This is my pride, most definitely. This is one of my pride and joy. But locks was actually just a personal thing for me before I was even aware what Rastafari really was. So it's just when I got out the Army in 2019 in May, I just didn't necessarily want to grow my locks yet because I was still dealing with letting go of my image. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to keep myself pampered and just this, there, and that. And plus, at the time, I didn't like growing out my hair. Having fade and those with the waves just looked good to me. Like, that's how it sat with me for so long. So I didn't want to grow out my hair. So it took me a while. And that's when, when COVID happened, March 2020. That's when I decided to grow my hair. That was March 13th, actually. I decided to grow my hair out. And I started growing my hair out. I was still getting temped up on the side, tapered up on the sides. And I started my lock journey initially in June of 2020. So we catching back up. Excuse me. So fast forward July, you know what I'm saying? Still going, still rocking the locks. And then around this time, I was doing a lot of stuff, I was researching Rastafari, you know what I'm saying? Just learning it still. Cause have you seen my identity video? You see, I claimed it back in May of 2020. So I'm just doing a lot of research. And then that's when freeform locks kind of more into my world and just I'm learning about it. And as I learned about freeform locks, I started to lean toward that way, but semi-freeform locks was always a little bit too. And I don't want to get into labels too much. So for the sake of this video, it's called lock update and life update. But just me in general, even after this video, it's going to always just be lock update. It doesn't matter if it's freeform or semi-freeform because locks is just going to be me regardless of how I do them. So anyway, freeform locks started to kind of pique my interest around that time. So at the end of July of 2020, or just say August 1st, I washed them out and I was going to attempt the route of freeforming. And I was actually kind of dedicated to it for a little while, but I also realized that it was affecting me spiritually because the whole point of me even locking my hair was, after I seen that first vision of myself, was to be able to look in the mirror and see my higher self. So like these locks on my head, this is to bring what was inside outside. I want to be able to walk in my higher self on a daily basis, not just in body, but outside of the body. You know what I'm saying? Like, I might, if y'all hear this, because they riding me 4-wheelers and ATVs out there, but I wanted to actually see what my higher self looked like on the inside, and I see a whole new image of my higher self as well. But that's a whole nother video too. So that's what the locks was for. In freeforming, I couldn't see that because my hair wasn't locking. So because I couldn't see what I wanted to see, it kind of started to break me down just a little bit, and it was taking me out of my character. So some time passed, and October finally came around, and I just, you know what I'm saying, from talking to a few friends, I finally just said, you know what, I'm gonna lock them back up, and I'm gonna keep them, and they're never gonna get washed out. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna just keep them and let them lock and let them do their thing. And honestly, when I locked my hair back up in October, I can't even remember the day, because at this point, it's like, to me, there's no point in really counting. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's the specific day, it's just know what month I started and whatever, because it's like, it's never gonna end, period. So when I started in October, back in October, I felt so happy. Like, I felt so lively again just to have my hair back locked. And I'll actually drop a picture of what it looked like in October real quick. So that's what it looked like when I locked them back up in October. And it's January now, so what, we're looking like October, November, December, about what, three months now, and it came a long way. So I guess washing them out was a good thing too, because it allowed my hair to actually get a little bit longer. Because when I first started, it was severely short. It let my hair get a little bit longer, and now it looked pretty well to me. But so yeah, and also through that time where I didn't have my locks when I washed them out, so between August and October, I did have a lot of growth. Like, the fast I went on gave me a lot of growth on the inside. I was doing a lot of studying. I did a lot of herbal studying. I'm actually getting ready to relaunch my brand, maybe at the end of this month or maybe sometime in February, to be honest with you. But I'm just still finalizing some things. But I'm just learning about a lot of herbs, history. So there was also a lot of growth, but still there was a lot of internal things as far as like mentally that I was battling. And it's just that one thing of not being able to see my higher self was also kind of just playing a part in that. Like, it was just kind of bringing me down in a sense. But literally ever since I relocked my hair, well, you know what I'm saying, just restarted my locks, my life has been going in a more positive sense. Like, I've actually took the time and just say, you know what, I'm gonna be me, like who I am unapologetically. And that's something I struggle with a lot. You know what I'm saying? I really kind of struggle with just expressing myself wholeheartedly and just not caring about what the next person might feel about whatever. So it's like, I made a post on my Instagram saying that from now on, my only job, you know what I'm saying, is to be me and resonate with who resonate with me. So it's like, if you don't resonate with me, that is fine. You know what I'm saying? I'm not, you know what I'm saying, I'm not gonna force you to or whatever. But if you do resonate with me, then those are the people I'm looking for in my life, you know? And like I said, like, everything is just going well. As far as like career-wise, like my personal training job is going well, like at my 9-to-5 job right now. And as far as like future stuff for me growing my business on the side, I can see that going well. And also too, this is the biggest life update of this all. I'm on a journey now. I'm getting ready to go on a journey. Right now, this is training preparation for the journey. The training preparation ends at May, at the end of May. And this is actually on the first week. I started January 4th. So this is the first week of training. Right now, my journey, let y'all in on a few details, is that I'm on a martial arts journey. And that also gonna change a little bit, just a little bit of the direction of the channel, but pretty much the same. And on this journey right now, as far as training prep, right now I'm training my body as far as like spiritually. I'm also training my body, you know, with just the way I eat, my eating liberty, workout, you know what I'm saying, my martial arts training, and even just personal on the side, like, you know what I'm saying, my leadership skills, on the books I read and better my leadership. When I'm working at my main job, how can I be a more effective leader at my job? And, you know what I'm saying, just in life, or just, you know what I'm saying, the message I provide through YouTube. Me being a better leader overall. Everything I'm doing right now is training, so that way when I get ready to leave this coming summer on this journey, and I'm on my own by myself doing a lot of these journeys, I can conduct myself in a certain way that's gonna help me be successful. And on this journey, it's just honestly to grow more as a martial artist. It's like I don't necessarily see myself taking the time to, you know, go to one school and just like, hey, I want to master this, and I want to be a black belt in karate, or I want to be a black belt in jiu-jitsu. I don't want to actually do that. Honestly, like, as much as I love fighting, I don't want to sit down and just do that with one art. Even though I can do karate in the morning or BJJ, I just don't want to do that. I don't have a desire to really be a black belt or anything, because with me, I love fighting, most important, honestly, for the cultural part. You know what I'm saying? So I want to learn more just on the African culture side of martial arts, for one. That is mostly my biggest thing, because African martial art has been a part of my life since I was actually 19. I got real deep in it before I went to the military when I was in college. So I love it. And I've just been exploring more of that. And also just, I want to learn more as a striker. Like my favorite style of fighting is to strike, to throw punches, kicks, elbows, knees, all that. I can grapple a little bit. Like I'm gonna say I'm advanced, but at the same time, I'm not a beginner. I can grapple a little bit, but I love striking. And I want to evolve my striking style. So on this journey, you know, so when I get ready to embark, I'm getting ready to just go do random tournaments where I can find them. You know, maybe even go to a gym, you know what I'm saying, some cities, and see if they got like an open sparring day and just meet new people and just train and gain new wisdom and perspectives, because martial art also provide life lessons. So there's a whole spiel that I can give on just this journey alone. And actually, I typed up my exact training plan on how I'm gonna do this for this journey. And yeah, man, it's just I'm training. This was the first week, and it's been tough as far as like being, you know, more productive with working on. Like I'm running 4 workout classes a week now, and I work 5 days a week. So like I got that going. And then stuff outside of that, like my day starts at 5 o'clock in the morning just so I can get up and stretch. And this week actually sucked. I did it once. But I've been stretching though, period. And I did work out this whole week. But it's going to take a minute to get into. I don't expect it to be easy. That's why it's training preparation. I gave myself 5 months to prepare because I know it's going to be a minute for me to get back right. But life is a journey, so I'm not trying to rush, you know what I'm saying, my success, or even be like, I'm better than you, I'm doing this here. And I'm like, nah, it's none of that, because, you know what I'm saying, we're all just average beings trying to be more than average. That's how I look at it. We're average beings trying to be more than average. Because the day you're born, you're average until you can find your hidden skills, powers, and talents that makes you above average. You know what I'm saying? Not many people really come into this world just knowing their purpose unless you Jesus or a prophet, you know what I'm saying, that's raised like that. But 9 to 10, we all come in this world just babies crying. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying, I'm just coming here using my skills, talents, and powers so I can get to a point where I'm above average. Because I truly do want to be a leader within my own right. I actually think I'm already a leader. But I feel like a leader knows that there's never just that, okay, I can stop right here. As a leader, you should always be trying to perfect. I feel like a good leader is also a great student. Just like a good teacher is also a good student. So that's how I look at it. You know, a good leader knows how to be able to lead from the front and the rear. You know what I'm saying? I can take my people in the front and lead by example, but I also know how to put myself in the rear and just show that I can come from the same place and be like, I understand. You know what I'm saying? I know I'm just a student too. I'm a soldier too. You know what I'm saying? I'm a young whelp too. You know what I'm saying? So that's pretty much where I'm at. But, and even now, I'm actually on a raw vegan diet. Now, it's not really super strict. It's just the goal right now is try to eat predominantly raw plant-based, being fruits, veggies, beans, or rice being like the only thing that actually might get cooked. And when I say that, I mean necessarily boiled, or I might saute them in the pan, just depending on how I do it. But predominantly, I say raw. Like just a little while ago, I made a very delicious avocado, spinach, cucumber salad. And there was way more stuff in there, but I'm gonna make a video on that too. So like, I got video ideas. It's just, a brother had to get his life in order. And one thing I've been finding myself saying a lot is that you can't take care of nobody if you can't take care of yourself. And though I want to make these YouTube videos for y'all and give positive messages and just share my wisdom, perspective, and just do all things I can to inspire people, you know what I'm saying, to tap into their African culture through martial arts, holistic health, and, you know what I'm saying, plant-based eating, I had to take care of myself first before I can be able to take care of y'all with that type of information. I had to make sure I'm on point. I got to make sure my knowledge and wisdom is on point. I got to make sure my energy is on point, because y'all feed off the energy that I'm giving. You understand what I'm saying? You understand what I'm saying. I say. So without further ado, I'm actually going to wrap up to the end of this video. It actually played out a little bit longer than I thought. We're probably looking at about, 14, 15 minutes in this video right now. But if you don't mind, go ahead and follow my Instagram at Natty Reek. You can follow my Twitter at Natty_Reek as well. Not super active on Twitter. Actually, it's not even the same content as my Instagram. Twitter is kind of just where I kind of relax and be fun. So if you want to see multiple sides of me, follow both of them. But without further ado, I hope you really enjoyed this video. You know what I'm saying? I really do see big things for 2021. You know what I'm saying? I'm just working on evolving myself onto where I want to be. And I got a long way to get there, but it's what you do now to get to where you want to be in the future. So as long as you can do one thing a day to get you where you want to be, then you're one step closer to get you where you want to be. I'm not trying to do just one thing. I'm trying to do several. So I'm going to be a little tired, but hey, You gotta work hard. But anyway, it's been Rasta Reek, you know what I'm saying? One time for the one time. Peace. Jacques Rastafari.